The story that I found inspiring at the beginning of my research, which was from Czesław Miłosz, the Polish poet who won the Nobel Prize, and he's famous for writing a book called The Captive Mind, which I started to read it, and I think it did set me on this path of specifically the question of brainwashing. And the story he tells is how he found himself after World War II in communist Poland, and the most important thing in his life was to be an artist and to create poetry. But in order to do that, he would have to actually change himself internally, create a kind of subjective self-brainwashing in a way to become a true believer of the system, which he called the new faith. And if he couldn't do that, he would never be able to write in his native tongue, and then he would have to leave. So he tells a story about the analogy he gives is that someone tells you have to eat live frogs to be healthy, and of course you want to be healthy. So you eat the first live frog. It's not a particularly good experience. You eat the second frog, and then he tells a story, and he says that after he ate the second frog, in other words, tried to adopt the system and tried to change himself, he couldn't eat the third one. He was between the second and the third frog. And at that point, he had what he called a revolt of the stomach. It was really just that in his guts, he couldn't do that.